No, practice was good. It was good. It was what was needed. You know, with some guys trying to get their legs back. Some guys with bruises didn't do much. Some guys who needed to work on some things worked on some things. So it was typical off-week stuff. So nothing new.
Do you get a good long look at the younger guys at this stage? And is it different at this once you get to November? Those guys aren't wide-eyed freshmen as much as they would have been a couple months ago.
No, really, we haven't. You know, Monty's done a great job of structuring things the way he sees it, and to be honest with you, we're such low numbers that we really haven't had a chance to have like a little scrimmage or let the young guys kind of get after it like you normally typically would, you know, in the open week, just because from a depth standpoint, you know, injuries and just the amount of bodies we haven't been able to turn those guys loose and let them have some fun. But so it's kind of almost just business as usual. So.
Cody mentioned after Saturday's game that it's going to be like a big work week. How have you viewed this week so far?
Just your typical open week, just cleaning up on different techniques and just trying to get everybody back healthy. You know, it's kind of a weird deal. You have two this close near the end of the season. Two bye weeks isn't normal to begin with, and have them so close together. But it comes at the right time for us. We're beat up in some positions. Luckily, it's not really my position per se, but there's some other positions that need a little bit of rest and probably need a week off from banging. So it came at a good time.
Cody's coming off a pretty good game. He had his back-to-back stops on third and fourth down.
Yeah.
How pleased have you been just the way he's come in and worked and played for this team?
He's who we thought he was. You know, he's plays hard. He's probably as intelligent as the players I've ever coached. He knows 3 or 4 positions. He knows what everybody's doing. He can anticipate and look at linemen, read linemen. He's listening to calls by the. I mean, you'll notice he's pointing out things that normal people don't point out during a game, and it helps him be able to play really fast, play anticipated football, and that's why he's really excelling right now.
Did you know that when you were trying to recruit him to come here? Did that surprise you, or did he? Obviously,
the level of his intelligence, we did not know. We knew he was a smart guy and a tough guy, and he was always an extra effort guy on film. But to see the level of intelligence, football IQ he has, obviously we didn't know that going into it.
Pairing him with Kamari and Kelvin has got to be a coach's dream to have those 3.
Well, I mean, I think the whole room in general has done really well this season. Obviously, we haven't done enough because we haven't won enough games. But those 3 guys, feed off each other, play off each other's skill sets, and it's been. I knew going into the season that I was going to enjoy coaching this group, and other than only winning 3 games, I really enjoyed these guys.
How much does it help to have a trio of tackles like that? I feel like if you're shorthanded at tackle, that could be a real liability for a defense.
Well, everybody wants depth on the D-line. You never have enough. And knock on wood, they've all stayed pretty healthy. But, I think Emmett's kind of peaked in the last, he made a couple great plays in Saturday's game. And Manny's been steady Eddie the entire season. And Alaj is, playing 3 techniques, so he's done some things as well. And, the core 7, 8 guys that we've rotated, I can't say enough about them as a group.
You talked a lot about Kamari preseason. This could be a breakout year for him. Has he lived up to your expectations? How he's played?
Yeah. He has, and there's still more left to do. There's still, we're only guaranteed 3 more opportunities with this group, so we need to go out and make the most of it.
What's impressed you this season with Kelvin? His leadership or his growth on the field?
Well, his growth on the field has come from his hard work. It was kind of a weird scenario that he went off and trained and tried, and he came here to play in a certain scheme, and then right before the season started, we said, "Heck, we're going back to this," and he's never flinched. And I've never been around a leader as good as KG. Never. He's the best leader I've ever coached. He walks it, he talks it, he doesn't flinch, and between what Sam does for these guys every day, the way Sam busts his ass, and what he brings to the table schematically wise, stuff he's brought from the league, and then these guys have bought into KG's leadership, and you wouldn't think walking around this building on a daily basis, in a good way, not in a bad way, in a good way, that we're only won 3 games. I mean, guys are positive, guys are encouraging one another, and And that goes back to great leadership, both from Sam, Monty, and the players like KG.
And how challenging is it as a D-line coach to teach guys to be aggressive but still be careful around the quarterback? Like, I mean, you can't hit him high, you can't hit him low, you can't land on
I'm not talking about nothing about penalties because I don't know what a penalty is anymore.
But is it, I mean, how do you teach that, though?
You teach the strike zone just like you do in baseball. It's above the knees, below the shoulders, and you try to enforce it in practice. You do drills, but I don't know what they're looking at halftime anymore. I ain't trying to lose none of their money, so.
They didn't have those rules in your day?
No, it was a little bit different. You could actually play football back in my day.